talking with Debbie and then all of this conversing, that's exactly what Mom loved. That's family, that's what this is. So, go ahead.
Just what an indomitable spirit Nita had. I mean, that gal had some spunk.
Yeah.
And I think about what she went through and what her life must have been like after Lonnie passed, raising all you kids, and just her strength of spirit and having to push through whatever depression and, you know, fears and all of that, and her just making sure you guys were taken care of. And I always think, and she was so entertaining at parties, you know, she would hold the floor and she'd tell her stories and we'd all be riveted, you know, because she was so fun and funny and entertaining, and she'd be telling us at, 80-something years old, climbing up on the roof and cleaning those gutters. And you were like, are you really doing that at 84 or when?
She was.
And she really was, and I could believe it. And then just finally, what the kind of love she had for her family. I was, as a kid, Jackie and I were the same age, and so I'd go spend the night. Jackie and I'd be hanging out after church, and I'd stay over at the Browns. And even when Nita was stern with the kids, as you have to be as a parent, there was that love that was present under the sternness. And it was, I remember that as a little girl, just feeling that from Aunt Nita. How loving she was, even in her sternness. And with you guys. But she sure did love you all.
You just gotta do it right or don't do it at all.
Yeah.
You gotta move out of her way too sometimes.
Anyone else?
I just want to say, follow up real quick on what Jackie said. Jackie, I can't outdo you with the name that you told. Are you Terry? That's pretty good, because how do we get it gender-like? But my mom, and I wonder if our grandma did this, but my mom, she'd be working real hard, doing something, distracted. Tina, DG, Lindsay, whoever you are, get in here. Whatever your name is.
Well, there's 6 of you too, so.
Yeah, she would just, whatever your name is, get in here. All right, so I don't know if they learned that from grandma or what.
Maybe, yeah.
There was a photo, and I don't have it up on the board, that it was year before last, Mom wanted to go to the coast. Jackie took her to the coast, they picked up Debbie, they went to the beach. Mom told me, like, the day before that they were gonna go, I said, Mom, I have to give a 2-week notice to take a day off. She goes, well, why don't you call in sick? And I'm thinking, Mom, you never taught us to do that. You always parted us. You always told us, you have to be committed to your job. You can't just do something like that, Mom. She goes, well, fine. But she told Debbie that was the last time she'd see the beach, which it was, but they did go to the coast, a few more times, but it was the last day that she got to see the beach. And Debbie said she waved goodbye to the ocean and said goodbye. Yeah. She had to share that. We're like, you have to go to work, you have to.
Anyone else?
Was one of the terms that your mom would use on occasion smart aleck?
Was what?
Smart aleck.
Oh,
In fun? Yeah. Because I remember one time I sort of, it was kind of dumb, but I mean, I kind of like corrected her on something. You were actually at Uncle Frank's, her uncle, our great uncle Frank Walker's memorial in Idaho. And I kind of did some kind of correcting her of something. And I did this kind of way that was, like I was, made her feel kind of stupid or something. And she just kind of smart aleck. It's just one of those things. To me, she was the funniest of my mom's siblings in my experience. And I think you're actually see some of that was kind of handed down to you guys as well. So, and I just, and when and then the story that Tina was telling about her brothers, one of the things that I recall about that story is the way she kind of introduced the main part. She said, but I had these brothers. And it was just, and I think both maybe David and Lloyd were there or something. It was a great, great story. Your mom is just really great at storytelling and the humor and everything. support everything that's been said, you know, about her.
Lindsay, you have the courage, the gumption, and the gall to correct my mother. Wow.
But you know what, Gary? I thought about it later. I think I was actually wrong. She was right.
Wow. You're here. Well, I'm not trying to throw in things. Mom tried to teach me how to do jitterbugs, and which I have really paid attention. And one thing about what led to her going is she fell working on her strawberry thing. She fell against the thing and broke 4 ribs. Okay, and now that sounds bad unless you know Mom. Okay, I come home, or I went over to visit her. I don't know, 5 years ago, and she had this big cut or scrape. I mean, big one right here on her chin. I said, "What in the world happened?" "Oh, I was up in that tree, and she had taken a ladder, a tall ladder, leaned it up against a tree. I think she was 88, and she had climbed up the tree with her Zaza, and was cutting limbs out of that tree. And one of the limbs come down and smacked her. If she had fallen out of that tree, whoa. So, anyway, so anyone else?
I do have one more memory. When I was like a little bit younger, my grandma and me would go to her house and watch football too. And we would just eat food and watch football and we're like, "Go Ducks! Win faster!" And I just loved watching football with my great grandma because she would always like just turn up the TV loud. And I'm like, well, we're just gonna have a fun time with her because now she's not here anymore and we just gotta keep remembering that good memories. Yeah, but I don't think I should watch the Ducks because that's my memory from her.
I got one little tiny last memory myself.
You helped me, Dad.
I didn't know I thought you were going.
I wasn't done. But I just remember when she gave me the baby time, and it meant a lot to me because I was depressed and stuff, and just very emotional. And she said, "You're with your grandma, and you're getting taken care of." And she would say, "Here, bring some cans to the car and stuff." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll help out." Okay, no.
Anyway, so it's just, I was going to bring it up there, but I forgot. But I feel like Grandma's reminded me. I had called video call, and I didn't know if my grandma was going to be able to even look at me, not alone talk. I mean, she was like right there at the edge, And sure enough, and actually Mom didn't expect it either, because I guess it was her very last words, but I was on video call and I said, "Grandma, I love you, and I miss you." She had little dry lips, and she says out of her little voice, she says, "I love you." She knew who I was still. Very alert, that like you talk about the alertness. She knew who I was.